Ever notice how some stories seem really local at first, but then kind of pull you in and make you
Yeah.
think about bigger things?
Yeah,
And
definitely.
that's kind of what we're dealing with today with this story out of Anchorage, Alaska.
Right.
We're going to be looking at the death of Star,
Uh-huh.
the pet reindeer.
Oh, yeah.
And
I've heard about this.
yeah, it's pretty fascinating.
It's sad.
Yeah, it is sad. And we've got some reporting on it. And honestly, it touches on like community and tradition and some kind of unsettling questions too about how even something that everyone loves could be kind of vulnerable, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting how, you know, a city having a pet reindeer, it seems so simple,
Right.
but it can carry so much weight,
Yeah.
all this history and like a connection to the people.
Yeah.
And I think as we go through these reports and we learn more about Star,
Right.
you'll start to see how this seemingly charming tradition
Yeah.
actually created a very delicate situation.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's get into it.
Okay.
So downtown Anchorage has had a reindeer for decades.
Mhm.
We're talking all the way back to the 1950s.
It's a long time.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Star was the 7th reindeer to hold this role.
Really?
And he lived in a pen right near his caretaker's house on a busy street.
So this wasn't like,
It wasn't like out in the country or anything.
no, not at all, like a secluded area.
Right in the city.
Right in the city. Wow.
What do you think about that? Like that this has been going on for so long.
Well, I mean, it's amazing how it became such a part of Anchorage's identity.
Right.
You know, over so many years, it wasn't just some fad or something like that.
Yeah.
The fact that people felt so connected to these reindeer,
Yeah.
you know, first it was Oro and Ivan Stewart who started the whole thing, and then Albert Whitehead who took care of Star since 2002.
Right.
It really shows you how these reindeer became a living part of their story.
Totally. Yeah. And Star wasn't just some reindeer in the background. Like he was a local celebrity. He had his own Facebook page. He drew tons of visitors, tourists, locals. He went for walks downtown. He was in parades. He was even on reality TV.
Wow. That's wild.
It makes you think about what kind of connection he had with the community.
Yeah.
It was more than just a pet, you know, he was an icon.
Right.
What do you think made him such a big deal?
I think it's that contrast that he brought, like this touch of wilderness right there in the city.
Yeah.
I think that was really appealing to people.
Yeah.
Especially kids, you know.
Yeah.
But really anyone. I mean, come on, a reindeer in the middle of the city and all those things. You mentioned the Facebook page, the TV appearances.
Right.
That just shows how integrated he was into their social life.
It's really unusual.
Yeah, it really is.
So then things take a turn this past January. The reports say that someone got into Star's pen and he started losing weight. That's kind of a red flag, right?
Yeah, that raises some questions.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
Well, you immediately wonder about their intentions, right? Like, were they just being careless or did they mean to do something?
Yeah.
The fact that Star got sick after this happened, you know? It makes you think it wasn't just some harmless visit.
Definitely.
You have to consider that.
Yeah. And it gets worse.
Oh, no.
In February, the locks on his pen were cut.
What?
And he actually got out and was wandering around downtown.
Wow.
Can you imagine, like, seeing a reindeer just walking down the street?
That's crazy.
It's wild.
It really makes you think someone did this on purpose.
Yeah.
Cutting locks. You know, that's not an accident.
Right.
It means they wanted to let him out.
Yeah.
And that's a big deal. Obviously, you worry about him being loose in the city.
Of course.
But it also kind of changes the whole story, doesn't it?
Yeah, totally.
It's not just about a reindeer in a pen anymore.
Right.
It's something else.
Yeah. And then the next night, someone sprayed something into his pen.
Oh, my God.
That's a huge escalation, isn't it?
That's really disturbing. It feels very intentional, you know, like they're targeting him.
What do you think is going on here? Like, how does this all connect?
Well, it's really worrying how it all builds up like that.
Yeah.
First, someone breaks in, then they let him out.
Right.
And then they spray something in there. It's like they're getting more and more aggressive.
Yeah. And the reports mention that Star's caretaker, Albert Whitehead,
Yeah.
he didn't want to believe that Star had been poisoned at first.
Right.
But now he's not so sure.
That's scary.
Yeah.
It makes you realize how serious this is.
Totally. It's not just kids messing around anymore.
Oh, definitely not.
It feels dangerous.
It does.
So after all of that, Star started coughing and it turned into pneumonia. It seems connected, doesn't it?
Yeah, the timing's suspicious, for sure.
Right.
It sounds like they think he breathed something into his lungs.
Right.
Like maybe something from his stomach got in there and caused the pneumonia.
Yeah.
And that could have been from eating something he shouldn't have when he was out.
Right. Well, he was loose.
Yeah, maybe a plastic bag or something. Who knows?
Right.
It's so...
So even after they got him back,
Yeah.
he was still dealing with the effects of that night.
It's crazy how one night
Yeah.
can cause so many problems.
He did get better from the pneumonia at first.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it seemed like he was going to be okay.
Right.
But then he relapsed?
Oh, no.
What do you make of that?
Well, it's heartbreaking because it tells you those problems were bigger than they thought. And they mentioned he was having problems with his digestion and he was losing weight.
Yeah.
So whatever he ate or whatever they sprayed,
Right.
it really did a number on him.
Yeah, it's awful. And then sadly, he had to be euthanized on Tuesday.
Oh.
They did a necropsy the same day, but we don't have the results yet. So we don't know exactly what happened.
Right.
It leaves you with this feeling of loss and all these questions.
Yeah.
What do you think that does to the community? Like not knowing.
I think it makes it really hard for them. Yeah.
Because they cared about Star so much.
Yeah.
And not having those answers, it just leads to more questions and more sadness.
Right.
They're left wondering what happened and why.
Yeah.
And who would do this.
This whole story is so sad.
Yeah.
It really makes you think about how vulnerable anyone can be.
Yeah.
Even someone like Star, who everyone loved and seemed untouchable.
Right.
He brought so much joy.
Yeah.
But he still became a target.
It's scary.
Yeah.
It makes you think about how even small acts can have big consequences.
Yeah.
And how even in places that seem safe,
Right.
there can still be danger.
And it really shows you how much people care about these traditions.
Right.
I mean, having a pet reindeer in a city.
It's so unique.
Yeah.
It's not something you see every day.
No.
And Star wasn't just an animal,
Yeah.
He represented something.
Right.
He was a living part of this tradition.
Right.
And that's why his death is so impactful.
Exactly. And the reports say this whole thing started back with Oro and Ivan Stewart. Uh-huh.
And then Albert Whitehead continued it.
Right.
So Star was part of this history.
Yeah.
It's like losing a piece of Anchorage's past and present.
Yeah.
So this all raises a pretty big question.
Okay.
What happens when something that symbolizes joy becomes a target?
Right.
It's hard to think about,
It is.
but it makes us face the fact that even good communities can have dark sides.
Right.
So what can we learn from this about the challenges and dangers that might be closer than we think?
Yeah. It's something to think about.
Yeah, it really makes you wonder what the future holds for this tradition in Anchorage.
Right.
Will it continue?
I don't know.
How can they keep the reindeer safe if they do?
It's tough.
Yeah, it's a reminder that even the things we love the most can be fragile.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a sad story,
It is.
but it makes you think.
It does.
Thanks for diving into this with me.
Yeah, of course.
I think we both learned a lot today,
I did.
and I hope our listeners did too. And that's it for our deep dive today.
Okay.
We'll be back soon with more.
Sounds good.
Until then, take care.
You too.